Yes! My God! Just should have tasered him twice. Now, see, I'm all about people getting tasered. I happen to find it funny. To me, it's like the 21st century version of guys slipping on a banana peel. Like back in the 20s, a dude would slip on a banana peel and everybody would bust out laughing. It's the same concept, except now a guy is riding the lightning, 50,000 volts. I don't know if it's going to stop people from going on the field, but it's going to make the video a whole hell of a lot funnier. So yes, matter of fact, 2 tasers.
Yeah, I think it was. He was a slippery little bugger. They couldn't bring him down any other way, and the game's got to go on.
I think that the security at the Citizen Bank Ballpark in Philly, I think that them tasering that lunatic was absolutely appropriate, because if I go into a bull ring with a bunch of angry, testicle-tied bulls with big horns, and then they stomp me, that's the appropriate response. I'm on their surface, I'm on their turf. That kid had no business being out there. He wasn't invited, so if you go in a place that's off limits, don't be surprised if you get stomped on.
I wouldn't say Ernie Harwell had a lot of influence on my career, but he's just one of those legendary voices that has always tied people and the radio and baseball together. I've got a tremendous amount of respect for him, and if you talk to any Tiger fan, you'll know instantly how much he meant to them.
How did Ernie Harwell, the great broadcaster, the Southern gentleman, working for the Detroit Tigers all those years, how did he influence my career? Not in one iota, but still I respect him, and I know that he was a great guy, and he hailed in a town I'm very familiar with, Atlanta, broadcasting for the Atlanta Crackers. By the way, those were the days when political correctness had no actual value or interest or meaning.
In all honesty, I didn't hear him. Naturally, I didn't grow up in Michigan, but he's one of those guys where you heard about him, his longevity with the Tigers, but what I learned about him is how a radio play-by-play guy, a baseball guy, can become the fabric of so many people's lives for generations. And that's, one of the things that I'm lucky and blessed that, for 12 years now here in the Bay Area, folks have been nice enough to allow me, into their cars or into their homes, or when people go on vacation, they take their radio and listen to what we do here on the Fitz and Brooks show. So how he influenced my career is, be a nice guy, treat the audience with respect, and they will allow you to be a part of their lives forever. And he was one of the greats. You don't stick around with a team for that long and become the first broadcaster ever inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame if you're not doing something right.
The Raiders cut Jamarcus Russell. If I know where he's from, Mobile, Alabama, a product of Lily B. Williamson High, he'll end up at a Waffle House and or a Captain D's for hush puppies real soon. Now, I hope he ends up somewhere where he can be a backup to a quarterback with a ton of work ethic and a professional attitude, and maybe impart some wisdom, some experience, a guiding light to Jamarcus, because I'd like to see the guy succeed.
Either Popeye's Chicken or Taco Bell.
Someone is going to give him a shot. I don't think he's out of the league forever, because kid does have an arm. It's a cannon arm. The problem with Jamarcus Russell, and this is serious from a quarterback standpoint, is he only knew one way to throw, hard. He didn't understand nuance. He didn't understand touch. Now, was he coached up on that? Some people would say that the Raiders missed a boat on that. And I would tend to agree. But a lot of Jamarcus's problems and lack of refined quarterback play had a lot to do with him just not taking it seriously, not understanding that it's not about dropping back, and if there's a guy 20 yards in front of you, you try and bore a hole through his chest with the football. There's a time for that, but most of the times it's about touch, it's about pace, it's about getting the ball up and over defenders instead of trying to throw it to them on a straight line. So because he does have an arm, he is young, is going to come to a team cheap because nobody's going to pay him the money he got from the Raiders, and we're close to that. He's going to get a shot. Whether he starts a game or leads a team, only Jamarcus Russell can answer that question, and who knows where that cat's mind is right now, because nobody knew where his mind was when he was with the Raiders.
That was good ball.